Being attracted to men isn't wrong, just the act of having gay sex. Well, there's a few points to that. One is that you're right insofar as that the attraction is not sinful. It's hard to say necessarily that it's not wrong, right? Because there's a difference there, and even like an important one, is that something can be wrong. Like it is wrong in a number of senses, even just naturally, for a man to be attracted to another man, but it's not wrong as in you've done something wrong. It's not, sinful is what you would say. Not, like, you haven't done anything wrong simply because you're attracted to someone. But the acting on that is clearly wrong. You know what I'm saying? We are a highly intelligent community. It's probably where the autism comes in, I understand that. Makes sense to me. What type is this? It's like water and dark. I guess Four Eyes can use some psychic moves. No, dark is good against psychic. I'm a fucking idiot. I could have just killed Four Eyes right there. Let's go suck and put him to sleep. Put him to sleep, please. Cool. Alright. And acid should do okay, right? It's okay. We'll just use suck. See how he performs. Judge him. Rate his performance on a 1 to 10 scale. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's alright. It worked. Homophobia is natural and healthy. Change my mind. I'm not gonna change your mind. I've always not liked the term homophobia for a number of reasons. One is it brings to mind a fear of, and I don't know if there's any people who are actually scared of gay people, unless you're talking about like prison. But otherwise, I mean, there's not really a reason to be scared of them, But I also understand that the word also it means phobia is like an aversion to, that's the root. That's what it means, and I understand that. Return fucking destroyed that, by the way. But also, when you talk about an aversion to, it starts to talk about like hate also, and that's like that's also not a factor. Personally, I don't like gay shit, but I don't hate gay people, right? I just think they should stop. It's like as simple as that. But so like, phobia almost implies like a strong. I guess aversion isn't necessarily wrong, but it's definitely not a hate, which is what you usually think of when you hear the term. You know what I mean? I don't know. How do you feel about a transsexual man having an abortion? Well, you're using terms that need clarification. What's a transsexual man, right? Is a transsexual man a woman who stapled a dick on, or a man who took it off? Right? I'm not hip with the lingo on this one. So you'd have to inform me first, because one of those, it's impossible for them to have an abortion. And the other one, I guess it might be possible unless they fucking sewed it shut. But at the same time, having an abortion is still wrong. So I don't understand what the question is. I don't understand why them being a tranny would make abortion better. Right? Are you saying because I don't agree with their, life choices, they should be allowed to kill their kids? I don't really see the thinking there. That's a bit out there. Points for creativity, A for effort. But your follow through needs some works. A little lacking in the execution, I'd say. Let's go with suck again. That worked perfect. It's same situation. I'm on the Discord, but I only go like once a week. Well, that's like, I'd almost recommend that. I think that's how most people use it. I do recommend that. I think anytime, people don't do this anymore, but like anytime you're going into some sort of online community, I don't know if it's just like what people do now. I'm not exactly older than most of you. I am older than a lot of you, but like I'm not much older than most of you. People, I'm not giving out my age. I haven't. I think people probably guess higher than it is, to be honest. But my point is, like, I don't know if it's like a new thing. I don't know if it's a more modern thing. I've grown up with the internet like almost my entire life, so I don't think it's something like that. By most definitions, I'm a millennial, which is like, you know, not a nice thing to say, but you know, I don't mean to insult myself like that. Not all definitions though, because some people consider it after 2000, in which case I'm definitely not. But like, what my point, what I'm trying to fucking say, is it used to be that when you had some sort of, you know, you were going on 4chan for the first time because you're 11 and it's like the cool thing to do, you know. Whoa! Hold. Fuck! Seriously? Are you... This is what we're doing? This early? This is what we're starting it already. It's already starting? I thought we had like another like hour or so before the games began. Great. Okay, well. Cool. Just a random fucking battle with a Kravana. Literally the exact same situation. We just fought that exact same trainer like a minute ago, and we had no problem. And then we fought him again, and it's like, nah, you're fucking dead. Great. Cool. Remember how I said Suck was like our biggest, our wild card, right? I said he had a lot of potential compared to all of our other Pokemon. That potential was not realized. He may have had potential. I don't think I was wrong when I said that. But he didn't live up to his potential. A life not well lived. I think OK might go on the team now. We need a replacement. It didn't fucking last long. The C team is already falling apart at the seams. But we need a replacement. He was the poison type. And so I think Garfield's pretty good. Low level, really low level, but yeah. But despite that, his speed is like comparable to some of our higher, like our Pokemon with 3 times his level. So I think he could definitely be good. And he's got Yeoman, which makes him a decent replacement. Yeoman always hits, by the way. So welcome to the team, Garfield. Hope you don't die a miserable death like the last guy. Suck lived as she died, getting fucked. Yeah, that's about right. She was a woman, after all. Tish. Let's give him... Well, really, he's such a low level. Let's give him the lucky egg. Obviously, we'll eventually give him leftovers because he's fucking Garfield. There's no lasagna item in the game that's about as good as we can get. Charlotte, we'll give you leftovers for now, actually. How can you tell when a Pokemon deserves to go to heaven or hell? That's basically complete arbitrary decision, but basically they have to have earned something to go to heaven or hell. I mean, if you look at our heaven entrance, it's probably the best way to get an idea. Let me take a quick drink. Right, like all these Pokemon in heaven were either like the top members of the team when we had them on there, or they like saved our ass in some way. You know, like basically every single one of these. I think Sanders sacrificed himself. That's another way to make it into heaven. But it basically comes down to either sacrifice, being really fucking good, like a couple of these, or saving us. Basically the same as sacrifice, I guess. But that's what deserves heaven. If you didn't do anything, if you weren't particularly good, you still get hell. It doesn't matter that you didn't do anything bad. You know what I mean? Heaven is... this is not like a theological debate we're having here with Pokemon. I'm just saying that... you didn't do good enough. These guys, you know, like not everybody gets to hell or else, or not everybody gets to heaven or else it wouldn't mean anything. This is how it should be, where there's like more than twice as many people in hell. But what I was fucking trying to say there before it fucking died was what was it? It used to be, at least I thought, I guess there were a lot of people who didn't do this, but usually, like I was saying, you go on like fucking 4chan or some shit, you don't post right away, right? And that's kind of what people would say if you said something stupid. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. This isn't a... Alright, cool, a double battle. But you know, you wouldn't post right away. You would lurk. You would figure out what are these people like? What is stupid, right? Like, what is something I shouldn't say? What are the things I should avoid saying? What are the things that are, like, not acceptable? You know, like, culturally. That's like what you would normally do. No one does that shit anymore. Who fucking cares? I don't know. Probably a lot of people didn't do back then either. Probably it has to do with like I don't know, like an online shyness or something. People were less willing to like embarrass themselves and shit than they are now. Even in an anonymous setting, they were like they didn't want to fucking embarrass themselves. Actually, I guess let's focus on Azumarill simply because the Wingull is already paralyzed, and then if it's still alive, we'll hypnosis it. If that's how this goes. No, the turn order was the opposite, so this really didn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright. Also, having Craig go out first kind of does fuck us a little bit when every single Pokemon we have is not immune to Sandstorm, but that's fine. That's fine, we've got this battle. And we're getting fuck all for EXP. But, we're good. Yeah. What sins did they commit to be put through eternal torment? And what the hell was Pokemon Jesus? Pokemon Jesus, if I probably was like, I don't know, Mew, Aspie. But no, this might be a this might be a BC Pokemon stream. You know what I mean? Which means, depending on your theology, some of those ones in heaven, or some of those ones in hell that didn't do anything wrong, might then be taken to heaven at some later time when the redemption of Pokemon civilization happens. I don't really care enough to give you like an in-depth theory here. I just know that they're in hell, and that's where I want them. It's all accelerationism. Edgy things aren't edgy anymore because people have done them before. I don't even know if that's true. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, again, if I can call back to when I was a kid, right? I remember being like fairly young, going on fucking 4chan B or some shit like, or X. X was the fucking shit. And by that I mean it was shit, because it was all shit. But it was also like, it was fun, you know, it was a good time. And seeing some fucking disgusting, terrible things. You know, and I don't see that shit anymore. Right? I bet you could go on 4chan B right now and there's probably not even a dead guy. Right? There's probably not a... You can go to 4chan B right now, and I bet you won't even find one dead person. What's that pussy shit? Right? Although, I will give them credit, R9K, that guy shot himself in the head and then posted on R9K. That was like a few months ago. That was this year, I think, at least. That was a callback. That was a classic. I used that in a video. But you know what I mean? Like, that's edgy. I don't see that. That's not like, you don't see that shit on fucking Twitter, right? At least I don't. Maybe I'm not following the right accounts. I don't really want to see that shit. But still, it's like, you know, like, you don't see that anymore. So I don't think the boundaries are getting pushed further. I think it's the opposite almost. I think we're creating like a hug box, you know? The boundaries are getting closer and closer. The internet is getting more and more controlled and like kosher and friendly. You know, like the internet's supposed to be like the Wild West. And like, yeah, there's obviously some downsides to that. Like your kid should not be on it, ever. Unless you're like right there. But that's what makes it good also, you know? Like you lose a lot if you just silence everything. Or if you just have to like, I mean, it's one thing to say, like, that's illegal, that's CP or something, get rid of that. That's one thing. It's another thing to say, like, this guy made a 9/11 joke, don't want that. Luckily, people get away with 9/11 jokes, that's just, like, an example. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being edgy, but, I like the sort of unfiltered sort of shit. Like, I don't like the fact that people were, like, posting beheadings and shit like that. I don't like those people dying. I don't like, I don't like it being passed around. But I do like that they were allowed to do that. I do like that they were able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost kind of wish they hadn't. But I'm happy that they were able to. Kind of. Kind of. Great! Okay, great. No, that's cool. He does 1 attack, it does literally 1 damage, luring me into a false sense of security, where I think that if it does 1 point of damage, then probably nothing it has in its arsenal is going to do more than like half, and then it does a different attack and it fucking just dies. I mean, I understand the type of disadvantage thing, but unfortunately we're coming onto bad times right now, where everything on our team is either at a type disadvantage or is bad. This one's both. Use return, please. See? He's not attacking first, but for some reason that thing is not using any... Okay. Well, that's death number 2. This might be a short stream. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. That was not very long between those two. Loophole. I actually was really looking forward to you evolving and then maybe turning into something good. Too bad. Fuck me, I guess. Let's replace you with someone worse. That sounds good. What the fuck is even left? Let's shift these around a little bit just to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. Right, let's appease the OCD people in chat. Alright, we're running low on options. We just lost a rock steel, right? That's what it was? It's not fucking bug or something. Yeah, a rock steel. We still have a rock type. We don't really need a rock type, so that's not a problem. It's just that the Pokemon was good. We could get a rock water type. He's definitely bulky. And he's got Yawn. We could just go for the full fucking Yawn team. We also put John on the team. Water Rock, also. He looks like he could be okay. Could the John Garfield duo take us to greatness? Why not? Why not, John? Get on the team, John. Good luck, John. Don't die. Welcome to hell, to wait for the Pokemon Savior to die for your sins. If it ever happens. Pokemon isn't real life. You're not, Jesus might not happen. That might just not do that. Depends on how I'm feeling on the day, you know what I mean? D team incoming. I don't know if that's... it depends, because it's kind of a Theseus' ship situation, where if the team slowly changes, one member at a time, is it still the same team once it's fucking 6 different Pokemon? Kind of. In this case, I'm going to say it is. Although if Craig dies, that probably means we're onto the D team. But, otherwise, it's like... Unless, like, right now, we're not, like, just losing outright. We're just slowly whittling away at them one by one, which might not trigger, excuse me, us necessarily being in a different team. I know we have 2 people with Surf now, but that we need to have a good water move. Alright. We kind of need somewhere good to train. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna check something. I have an idea, and maybe it'll save us some trouble, right? Because there's really not a good place to train. There isn't one. Nothing we found so far. That Mew spot is not very good. It's okay, but it's not very good. They're too underleveled. All the shit out here isn't good because they're shit. You know, it's shit like this guy who's just not gonna give us any EXP anyway, right? Doesn't matter how high his level is. I mean, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. But like the skip loom and shit, I know those don't give you anything. He's gonna pull a fucking hyper beam out of his ass, by the way. Hydro pump, and then we're dead. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's alright. It's actually even not too bad. Forgets about something and raises special defense. What's your special defense like? I can't check. No, I don't want that. Yeah, that was okay, I guess. That was okay EXP. It's not exactly good, like, farming material, but Punish Craig will solo the Elite Four. Well, clear the ship. That's actually a good idea, because that could be some good EXP just from fighting those trainers. What I'm thinking first, though, is to go down to Suitopolis, because Suitopolis is a new area. Oh. Right, yeah, no, wait, we've seen Articuno before. I forgot about that. Yeah, well, we can't catch it. Just burn it. Just fucking burn it. If you can do any damage. Articuno actually could be decent for farming, by the way. Let's see if Return does more than Fire Blast against something that Fire Blast is good against. It doesn't. Okay, well that's good to know. Use another Fire Blast. And then use a quick attack. Yeah, okay. This might be a good spot to farm with Articuno. The problem being that Articuno isn't garbage. Articuno could actually maybe give us some trouble. Especially if it fucking freezes something. But because it's a legendary, it gives us some very good EXP. There's another fucking Articuno. This could be decent. This could be okay. This could be where we set up. Oh, we're out of that. We gotta switch again. Craig should be fine, right? It doesn't have water moves. I keep thinking that everything does because it's fucking... It's in the water. This thing is swimming right now, but no, it should be fine. Yeah, in fact, it destroys it. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, alright. Articuno are endangered. Stop poaching. Right, yeah. Well, fuck off. My Pokemon are more important than the Pokemon that are endangered. I don't fucking care. Let's lead with John for a second. But, as I was saying, this is a new zone. So if I can get into Suitopolis City, then we should be able to get a new Pokemon. And maybe we'll get lucky twice. Maybe we'll get fucking Mewtwo. I don't think so. That would be like lightning striking twice in the same spot. That just doesn't happen. I don't think we're gonna do that, but we could. Why can't you capture him? Because I've already gotten something on this route. You can only... It's a Nuzlocke, so you can only get one thing per route. Which is why I'm going to this new city, because that's its own area. That's a new route. Except I can't get into the city. Don't you have to go there... You have to go there from some bullshit, right? You have to dive underwater to get there. I can't get there right now. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't get there right. I don't have dive, or whatever it's called. Not waterfall. I'm pretty sure it's dive. No, I don't have that. Okay, scratch that idea. I thought that's where I was supposed to go next, though. But if I don't have dive, I don't think that's where I'm supposed to go next. But there's that city to the east where the Elite Four is, I think. Might be able to get there right now. I think there's a decent possibility that I can probably get there. Also, yeah, this is a fucking great spot to train, just because I didn't want to do Hyper Beam. But I can switch to Craig, and he'll just kill it, like, right away with Rock Slide. It's actually pretty good. You have to beat Team Aqua. You need to dive. Right, but where do I beat Team Aqua to get dive? I thought I beat Team Aqua at that place. Didn't want to switch this guy. I don't know why I did. Oh. Oh. Oh, because it's flying type. Oh, yeah, duh. Let's go check out to see if we can get a new Pokemon first. Yeah, Growlithe. I'm just gonna run for most of this shit that's like, it's not gonna be good enough to actually warrant, fighting, you know, unlike the Articuno. Ooh, oh, that's fucking dangerous, though. If it stops us from escaping and something kills John. I should use a repel or something. Team Aqua's in an underwater cave. I already did that. I did that. Are you talking about a different underwater cave? Yeah, I guess it wasn't underwater. Okay, is this it? No. No. Where am I? Oh, I see. Okay. This is a trainer. We could fight him, but I won't. I know that part of the reason we're at a low level right now is because we weren't fighting trainers, but this, like some trainers, a couple of them. But at the same time, we are still at a low level, so a lot of these trainers would kick my ass, as seen before. How to get a good GF? Are you asking me for advice? Well, 2 points that need to be said here, both to disqualify myself and then re-qualify myself. One is that I have basically no, I've never had a girlfriend. Ever. I've never even held a girl's hand. I'm a hand-holdless virgin. I'm happy with that. I consider that a good thing, but it does somewhat disqualify me from giving GF advice. You know what I mean? But at the same time, let me re-qualify myself by saying that Dalton and his girlfriend, I gave him advice. You know what I mean? I probably helped out a little bit with that one. So, I don't have the experience, but I do believe I could probably give you some good advice. My first good advice is act as if you don't want them, because you shouldn't want them. Basically disqualify them. Like, if have standards is like a big thing, first of all. Like don't be thirsty, you know? And first of all, I don't know what your intentions are with this. I just assumed that they were good intentions and that you just want to, like, find a wife. If that's not your intentions, it's sort of a different set of rules, but very similar. If not actually almost the same. But if you're trying to find like you said, a good GF, then you need to be picky, right? And part of being picky will fix the other problems. Treat them mean, keep it keen. You're not wrong. But see, this is I don't want to get into, you can get into specifics, right? You can talk about when you're texting a woman, you should only text back 2/3 of what she texts you. That's something specific. You know, I can give specific advice like that. And that's a classic. That's something, you know, you should always do. Is like she should be pursuing you, not the other way around. So if she texts you 2 times, you might text her once back. Just ignore the fucking other one. Seriously. But that's specific advice. I think a lot of this specific advice is unnecessary if you can get the higher thinking advice, the overall theme, which is basically act like an asshole, but in like almost a playful asshole way, if you can do that. But even that is like too much for some people. Some people can't wrap their heads around that. So I think the easy way to put it is that find women that, it depends on how you want to go about it. But basically you need to act like you don't care. And then that will lead to you caring less. And that will lead to you doing better. For instance, if you manage to get a date and she says something that you're like, that is off the, like she says, yeah, I was just hanging out at my friend's house last night sucking some dick. You stand up and leave. And that action alone, what you do affects how you act. You know what I mean? And you doing that action will affect you in a way. Like it'll make you more confident by simply having done the act that a confident person would have done. You know what I mean? If you can do something like that, then the rest of it fills itself in, because then you'll start acting like that, and that's the key. And you've already done that naturally. Or yeah, of course, you just use a roofie and some rope. Yeah, that like I said, depends on your intention. We talking long term, or are we talking longer term? You know, like you wanna marry her for the rest of your life? Do you want to keep her in your basement for the rest of your life, right? Your sex dungeon. Different ways of doing it, right? Different strokes for different folks. There's always good women at church. Depends on what you mean by church. I mean, I doubt there's many good women at like at some of them. But if you're talking about the church, then yeah, I generally agree. And even, you know, yeah, you generally, but nowadays, that's not even like a guarantee. It's not even close to a guarantee. Unfortunately, you know, like I'd like to say that, like, yeah, the key is just find one that's religious or something, but most of them just go because it's like a club sort of thing. They don't actually believe any of it. Even if they do, they don't act any of it. They're still like taking it up the ass on the weekends, you know, even if they are, you know, going to church the next day. Like, it's not, that's sad to say, it's cynical. It's unfortunately kind of true. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't just say like, oh, they're going to church, so they must be good, right? No, that's just not how it goes. Man. This is one thing about Pokemon is somehow it ends up with me talking like a ton. And I mean, I know obviously that's like the main, that's always, you know, like obviously we're always talking a lot, but it's like more than normal. Like, I don't know, it's something about it. Maybe it's just the way I'm getting into it. My throat though is like always like, what the fuck are you doing? Fucking stop this. We cannot get up here right now. But, as you saw when we crossed over here, we are in Evergrande City, technically. So, we can catch whatever this is, as long as we haven't already caught it. We've already caught that. Okay. Give me another. Mulligan. Because you don't have to catch something if it's already... Okay, if there's nothing but Smeargle here, I'm going to be pissed. If there's nothing but Smeargle here, I'm going to be pissed. Apom. That's shit. Why do we gotta get that? I don't want that. The fuck is that? Fucking level 14 Apom? That's not what I wanted. I wanted a fucking Mewtwo or I wanted something that would like save us. Oh, I got like no Pokeballs. We're probably not even getting it anyway. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, well. Do we want to... Hey, Apom? You wanna... Nope. Hey, Apom. All we got left is a fucking dive ball. Alright, I should have thought this through. Yeah, never mind. We get nothing. Great. Great, cool. I don't really care that much because it's a fucking Apom. I wasn't gonna use that shit. I'll tell you that right now. Level 19, I've already got 2 fucking low-level Pokemon I'm trying to level up. I don't need a third. Apom's a fucking normal type garbage. I don't need that. I don't need any more of that shit in my life. So I'm not upset about killing it. And on the same token, I'm not too upset about not having Pokeballs, because it was bad. If it was a different Pokemon, you know, I'd be a little more upset, but it wasn't. Obviously, we're gonna be fucking prepared for the next one. I don't want that to happen again. Whatever. Pokemon Chats with Yeoman, episode 19, how to get a GF. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Hang out with her a lot, but don't show any romantic interests, all while peacocking. You know, I mean, like, you're not too far off, probably, but no, you're a little. No, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say if you're just talking to her a lot and showing absolutely no romantic interest, maybe you're being sarcastic. But it's hard when you come to romantic advice. It's kind of hard to tell. Also, I seem to have figured out where we need to go next. But I think you'll just end up as a friend. You know what I mean? Quote unquote friend. Order a wife from Russia or China, and you're set for life. If you're okay with Chinese or Russian women, wouldn't have a problem with a Russian myself, I guess. Chinese, though, why would you want to do that to yourself? I don't, like, if you're fucking suicidal, I don't know why you need to go get married. You know, like, that's, I don't see the point. of marrying a Chinese, unless you're Chinese. But like they're like one of the least attractive Asians too. You know what I mean? What did he just say? Scott, come and see. I know I do this sometimes when I'm playing games. Is like I'll fucking ignore this shit and then wonder what was going on. Oh, this is the berry shit. But this is Pokemon. I don't care enough anyway. But that does bite me in the ass. Probably it doesn't matter, which is why I skipped past it. But then, like, after I skipped past it, I thought that maybe it might matter. That's the problem I'm facing here. Is that I was pretty sure it didn't matter, so I skipped past it, and then I had second thoughts after it was over. He's not in some house nearby, though, so whatever. Okay. Just go to the Philippines? Again, why would you want a Filipino woman? You know what I mean? I just don't... people say that kind of advice. It's like, are you gonna settle? You know what I mean? Unless you're attracted to Filipino women or something. I mean, I still wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, it's your life. Do what you want. Don't, you know, but like... I can't stop you. If you're getting married and you're like taking it serious, you're already steps ahead. You know what I mean? Good for you. But why would you? Why a Filipino woman? I don't know. Like it's just like it seems like settling to me. Let's go fight a bunch of fucking Articunos and get some shit leveled up. Get some shit evolved maybe. Oh, is this guy's house? No. Ooh. Super Rod. That's pretty nice, except that I don't think there's like anywhere left in the world where we can still fish. Except Pseudopolis. But even, yeah, Pseudopolis might be worth doing. You know what? We can give it a little test, actually. This is actually kind of an interesting idea. Most of the Pokemon you catch from fishing are like the same. You know, you're gonna find a lot of Magikarps and shit like that. So if we do a little test fish here, we might be able to see if it's worth trying to fish once we get to Pseudopolis. Oh, we could maybe catch a Heracross? Okay. It is worth it. Okay. Now we know. We couldn't catch it here because we've already caught something. But now we know when we get to Pseudopolis, we should try the fishing pole. Oh, right. Yeah, we gotta swim over there. Let's go. Yeah, let's go level up. Let's go get to a level where we can kick some ass. I was gonna say kick some shit. Kick some shit in. I guess that's close enough. Friend is phase 1. I only accept natural Christian bonds. Well, I mean, I don't fault you there, but the natural Christian bond would be courtship, which basically involves immediately telling her that you're in it for marriage. Which you know, when you say it out loud like that, it's like, well, that's fucking ridiculous. Of course you wouldn't do that. I kind of almost recommend that. I think it's very clear. You should make your intentions pretty clear early on. It should be clear within, like, the first date that, like, that you're looking for someone to eventually marry, right? Because, for 2 reasons. One, that's probably also going to be her intention, right? It's not going to come off as that weird unless you're, you know, you're a fucking weirdo. In which case, you got other problems. You gotta fix that first. But otherwise, it's like it's probably gonna be her intention too. And if it's not, then what are you trying to do? You know what I mean? It's like friendship is not the traditional means of doing things. You just go from we've just met, now we're dating, quote unquote, you know, and now we've decided we should get married. You know what I mean? With maybe a long period of time with all those steps, but still not really much of a friendship phase, if you know what I mean. Like it's, I don't know. That's like a rom-com thing, it seems to me. I'm not trying to misrepresent you here, but it's like that idea is like a rom-com, like, oh, we were best friends and I fucked all the bad boys, but then I found out that I really just liked my childhood friend. And so I gave him my sloppy seconds. What a beautiful romantic comedy. It's like, that's not good. I don't like that. I have a friend who wants to fuck his cousin. You should not do that. For a number of reasons. Let's get that Articuno. I wish we could, but we cannot do that. This is a Nuzlocke. You only get one Pokemon per route. We've already caught something in that route, and I think it probably died. So we can't. Can't do that. I hate Sfeel, by the way. I'm scared of Sfeel. Because of what it did before. As long as it doesn't use Ice Ball, we should be fine. It uses Ice Ball. Okay, it's fine, because it's dead. Alright, good. Ugh. Alright. These Mudkips mixed in are going to make this a little shittier, but there's a bunch of Articunos. They give us a bunch of EXP, so we should be able to do some. We should be able to do some good. We should be able to do some good grinding. I'm a little afraid of, you know, dying. We've died. We've had 2 things die just this. Fucking Tangela. We've had 2 things die already just this stream, so I'm a little scared of that. But it'll be fine.